What's going on, guys? We're going to be doing the installation guide today for the BMW E82 1 Series iCarbon front lip. So the first thing you probably want to notice is that the lip already comes pre-taped, and usually we say that just for more permanent installations you can go ahead and put more tape or stronger 3M tape, but just for the sake of installation and to show you guys that it is definitely possible with the included tape, we're just going to do it with the tape that comes already on the lip when you receive it. This is the exact amount of tape that we believe is necessary, but not too much to where it's going to be difficult to take it off the car if you ever need to remove it. So this is kind of like a mix between a permanent install and still easily removed while still being safe for you. If you wanted to add additional tape or glue or beta link, you can definitely go ahead and do that. But I think we're going to be fine with this. A couple of other notes. This car does have a front mount intercooler. This is our Project 1 Series. So the bumper contour is a little bit off, making it a little bit more difficult to install, but you know, all the better for you guys because you'll see pretty much the hardest install on this bumper as opposed to an OEM car that's going to be way easier to work on. You can see some of the fitment on the bumpers off as well. But you know, we're going to do what we can and just get it for you so you can at least get a feel of how this thing is supposed to go on. The first thing we always do is that we peel back the tape just a little bit on the corners, which you can see there. So we're peeling back, you know, I don't know, maybe a couple inches on all sides. So we got there peeled, we've got that tape peeled as well, we've got the corner peeled as well, you know, that corner over there. So we kind of pre-peel the tape so that when you put it on, all you have to do is, you know, you hold it up to the car and then you'll go ahead and be able to pull that off. Next thing you probably want to note is that the lip itself is only supposed to sit 5 millimeters underneath this middle part right here. So it's not supposed to go way under, it's not supposed to go flush, it's supposed to be about 5 millimeters inside. So from here, where my finger is right here, you can see it barely goes in there. So it's only about 5 millimeters. If some guys do this, go all the way back, because it kind of lines up a little bit better there, and then they go all the way in, which is, I mean, that's probably like ½ an inch inside. You don't want that. You want it to be 5 millimeters underneath the front bumper, and that's going to make your install a lot easier, and that's the way that this lip was made to fit. So first thing is first, we're going to go ahead and start with the middle. We're going to put it where we said, and we're going to start peeling back a little bit. Kind of line it up on the sides here. You want to make sure that your sides over here are lined up as well. Okay, so middle's on. See, it's only a little bit underneath, and you can tell that there's no gap, there's no seam. All right, so we've got the middle installed. Next up is going to be the left side. So we're going to peel the tape as well while we're kind of holding it up. And that's just going to go on. Go ahead and peel the underside and the back, stick that up, and make sure when you do that you have to push back. So you want to go toward the car before you peel that backside off, because that backside was going to really hold it in place properly. So you want to make sure that you push toward the car, you know, forward and then upward to kind of get it into place. So you can see it's already starting to line up very, very nicely. And the last thing we have to do, actually Chris is going to pull it back a little bit so we can go a little even further closer to the car. There we go. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is just peel that back little piece of tape that we had left back here and just go upward. Make sure, you know, it all lines up nicely. We're getting really good fitment right now. Everything looks good. So last thing to do is just put that bolt on the bottom. So we'll go ahead and grab the bolt. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put the bolt there at the end. And when you put the bolt, you want to make sure that you push the lip toward the car. If you want, someone can help you out. Push it as much as you can toward the car while you screw it in, because that's going to ensure that you've got it nice and flush all the way around. So as you can see, There's no gap, there's no spaces, it's all really nice and flush. All right, and we'll go ahead and move to the other side. Just do the same thing we just did. So we're gonna peel the tape, we're gonna push toward the car. Okay, so we went ahead and ripped the tape off of here. We're gonna go ahead and put it on, just like we did to the other side. Make sure it lines up. Make sure, yeah, there you go. So we'll go ahead and, like always, you're gonna have a little bit of a gap and you're gonna wanna push toward the car while you screw it in. And you can probably reuse the OEM screws. If you wanted to use a little bit thicker, a little bit longer, you definitely could. And just remember to push toward the car while you screw in until you can't go anymore. And our wire taps are actually pretty bad. They don't even catch anymore because we've taken this thing on and off so many times. But okay, so as you can see, we were able to get it nice and flush right there. You see that line, and that's using the pre-installed tape. We didn't put any additional tape whatsoever. You got the nice line in the middle, all the way to the sides, nice and flush, all the way, and nice and flush right there too. So, just a quick recap, remember that the middle needs to be 5 millimeters underneath the car, no more. If you do any more, you're going to get that problem with the bowing in the middle, which is where you create all that pressure where the middle does not want to stick up to the top. So you want to go 5 millimeters underneath in the front, and just make sure that you line up your sides correctly, right here by the fangs. You know, there's tape right there that's meant to grab onto that little crease right there. So you want to make sure that you get those little creases there nicely. Okay? Peel the tape back a little bit, put the lip on, and we did it with one person. If you have 2 people, it's way easier. So make sure you have 2 people for the install, and you can kind of line it up on each side. Make sure your screws are good, and you should be good to go. If you wanted to add any additional tape whatsoever, it would probably only have to be right here, and even then you can see how flush it is, and we didn't add any additional tape at all. This comes exactly how you receive the package when you order the lip. So that's all you really have to do. If you wanted to add a little bit of extra tape, it'd be right there. The middle's fine, the back sides are fine. Just remember to do this top piece before you do the bottom of it, because that bottom of it is, if you put it too far forward, too far toward you, this top is not going to be able to stick. So you want to stick this in first, and then push downward, and then peel, and make sure you get it as far back as possible toward the car. And that's it. The iCarbon E82 135i front lip.